News alerts blared. Tensions spike in Luzon Strait. The world's attention snapped to a place most had never heard of, as breaking headlines flashed across screens from Manila to New York. China warns Philippines over U.S. presence in Batanes. The message was clear, and the tension was unmistakable. An international standoff was brewing just beyond the horizon. It began with a satellite image, grainy, but enough to thrust Batanes into the global spotlight. Suddenly, the world's gaze was fixed on these tiny islands, their strategic location impossible to ignore. Suddenly, this remote Philippine archipelago was the center of a superpower rivalry. The Luzon Strait, once a quiet stretch of sea, became a chessboard for global powers. The quiet hills and stone houses of the Batanes became a front line. The peaceful routines of daily life were interrupted by the distant rumble of world events. Military cargo planes thundered into Basco Airport, shaking the old stone homes. The sound was new, unsettling, echoing through the valleys and over the sea. News crews swarmed, cameras rolling, eager to capture the unfolding drama. Reporters from around the globe jostled for the perfect shot, their presence impossible to ignore. For the Batanes, it felt like an invasion, not of soldiers, but of the modern world. The quiet isolation they cherished was suddenly shattered by the hum of generators and the glare of camera lights. Basco's narrow streets, once ruled by bicycles, now clogged with military trucks and media vans. The familiar rhythm of island life was replaced by the chaos of outsiders. Reporters chased locals, asking about China, America, and war. Questions about alliances and conflict replaced the usual talk of weather and harvests. The Batanes, known for their quiet dignity, found their faces on global news. Their stories, once private, were now broadcast to millions. The world had arrived, bringing anxiety that settled like fog over the islands. Uncertainty crept into every conversation, every glance toward the horizon. Before, the biggest news was a delayed ferry or a typhoon. Life's worries were simple, measured by the tides and the weather. Now Batanes was called a strategic asset, a flashpoint, a pawn. The language of geopolitics replaced the language of home. For distant audiences, the headlines were thrilling. The drama unfolding in Batanes became a spectacle, a story to follow from afar. For the Batanes, they were a warning. Every headline was a reminder that their peace was fragile, their future uncertain. The world had found Batanes, and the peace they cherished was suddenly at risk. The island's serenity was now shadowed by the threat of conflict. The islands braced for a future they never asked for, standing together as the world watched, hoping their home would remain a place of peace. Life in Batanes once moved to the rhythm of tides and wind. The Batanes tended fields, repaired homes, and gathered for stories. Simple, honest, connected to the land. That peace shattered in weeks. Helicopters now thunder overhead, their shadows crossing ancient burial grounds. Mornings are broken by the rumble of convoys, not roosters. American soldiers jog coastal roads, a jarring sight beside fishermen mending nets. Outsiders have made the tight-knit community feel exposed. Trust is tested. Caution creeps in. The hills are dotted with military installations. Beaches host landing drills. Batanes is now a stage for powers far beyond its shores. The Batanes wonder if their paradise will ever return. Why Batanes? Look at a map. These islands sit at the Philippines' northern tip, guarding the Bashi Channel, a vital maritime choke point. For China, it's a gateway for submarines and trade. For the US and allies, a line of defense. Control here means power over the Western Pacific and South China Sea. In a Taiwan conflict, the Luzon Strait is key to both sides' strategies. Batanes gives the Philippines, and the US, a perch to monitor all traffic. Under the EDCA, the US is upgrading ports, airports, and installing radar. Officially, it's for disaster response. Unofficially, it's about military readiness. A port for relief can host warships. A radar for typhoons can track jets. Batanes is now an unsinkable aircraft carrier. Its fate tied to global power games. The island's strategic value has never been higher. For the Batanes, that value is a double-edged sword. Their home is now a chess piece in a dangerous game. The military buildup brought an economic boom to Batanes. Local contractors are busy, hotels are full, shops bustling, money flows in, families repair homes, send kids to better schools. For some, the American presence is opportunity, not threat, but prices rise, and the cost of living climbs. The communal way of life is shifting to a more transactional culture. Young people are drawn to quick military jobs, leaving old livelihoods behind. The deepest fear isn't economic, it's existential. New ports and radars bring jobs, but also make Batanes a target. The money is good, says Carlos, a fisherman, but if war comes, our new houses won't protect us. The Ivatans are trading peace for prosperity, and many wonder if it's worth it. The island's soul is at stake. Progress comes with a price. The arrival of the Americans has deeply divided the Ivatan community, stirring emotions and sparking intense conversations among neighbors and families. Some Ivatans welcome the new alliance, viewing the United States as a much-needed shield against China's growing aggression in the region. They point to Chinese ships harassing Filipino fishermen and believe that the presence of American patrols brings a sense of safety and reassurance to their vulnerable shores. For these residents, the partnership is not just about politics, it's about survival, sovereignty, and the hope for a secure future for their children. Business owners and the younger generation see new economic and personal opportunities, imagining a future with more jobs, better technology, and global connections. "We cannot stand up to China alone," says a young tour guide, his voice steady. "The Americans are our allies, and together we are stronger." Yet others, especially the elders, worry that Batanes is slowly losing its soul and unique identity. They have spent their entire lives preserving Ivatan culture, peaceful, cooperative, and deeply connected to the land and sea. "Our ancestors built these houses for typhoons, not bombs," an elder laments, her hands resting on the ancient stones. They fear that the growing military presence will destroy their way of life, disrupt their peace, and make their beloved islands a target in a conflict not of their making. This group isn't anti-American or pro-China, they are simply pro-Batanes, wanting only what is best for their home. "We are caught between two fighting carabaos," says a farmer, his voice heavy with worry. "We will be the grass that gets trampled." The Ivatans long for peace, not to become pawns in a dangerous game between superpowers, yearning for a future where their children can thrive. The debate is fierce and passionate, but the desire to protect their home and heritage is universal, uniting all generations. Now, the community stands at a crossroads, facing difficult choices that will shape the future of Batanes for generations to come. China's response has been swift. Stern warnings, accusations of provocation, and increased presence near Batanes. Chinese vessels, some suspected maritime militia, now patrol the waters, a silent show of force. Fishermen feel uneasy. The sea is now a contested frontier. China's pressure aims to divide Filipinos, sowing doubt about the U.S. alliance. In Batanes, fear of being caught in the crossfire is real. Islanders hear Chinese warnings and wonder if they're safer or more at risk. "America is using us," some say. "If a fight starts, we'll be the first hit." The psychological weight is immense. The Ivatans are peaceful, unaccustomed to being at the center of global disputes. They feel trapped between a treaty ally bringing money and a powerful neighbor offering threats. Forced to choose sides, all they want is neutrality and peace. The dragon's gaze is unsettling, casting a long shadow over the islands. The tension is inescapable. To truly grasp the impact of these changes, you have to listen to the people who live here, whose lives are being transformed in ways both seen and unseen. Lido, a farmer, says, "We used to look up for weather. Now, we look for helicopters." For him, the sky has become a symbol of uncertainty, no longer just a sign of rain or sun, but of something much bigger looming overhead. The sense of lost agency is profound. Lives shaped by distant capitals, not local hands. Decisions made far away ripple through every corner of the island, leaving many feeling powerless. The uncertainty is hardest. Day-to-day life is now tinged with anxiety, as families wonder what tomorrow will bring and how much will change. Maria, a young mother, welcomes the extra money from her husband's military job, but worries for her children's future. She wonders if the security they gain today will come at a cost tomorrow. "I pray these soldiers are here to prevent war, not start one," she says, her voice filled with both hope and fear, echoing the silent prayers of many mothers across the islands. Even children feel the change, collecting bullet casings, warned to avoid new fences. Their games are now shadowed by reminders of conflict, and their playgrounds have new boundaries. The innocence of the island is fading, replaced by a quiet awareness of things once unspoken. Kids learn words like conflict and threat, their childhoods shaped by forces they can't understand. The language of fear becomes part of their daily lives. The Ivatans' resilience is tested daily, as they face not just storms from the sea, but storms of uncertainty and change. Their stories are filled with hope and fear, pride and uncertainty. Each day they balance the weight of tradition with the demands of a changing world. The community clings to tradition, but the future feels unpredictable. Old customs are passed down, even as new realities press in from all sides. The island's soul is being shaped by choices not their own, as outside forces leave their mark on every landscape and every heart. The people endure, but the cost is heavy. Every day brings new challenges, and the weight of uncertainty grows. The storm is no longer just in the sky. It's in their lives, swirling through every home and every conversation, a constant reminder of how much has changed. The Ivatan motto, honesty, work, cooperation, has long defined their survival. Honesty stores, communal farming, and mutual aid are their way of life. Now the influx of outsiders and money strains these values. Commercialism clashes with tradition. Communal work gives way to higher-paying individual jobs. Social bonds are stretched, but not broken. Community meetings, debates, and shared stories keep the spirit alive. Elders work to pass down traditions, reminding the young of their roots. The Ivatans have weathered storms before. This is just another, they tell themselves. Unity remains their greatest defense. They face the future together, determined to hold on to their values. The spirit of Batanes endures, even as the world changes around them. As the plane lifts from Basco, the beauty of Batanes is undeniable, but so is the anxiety beneath. The Ivatans stand at a crossroads: preserve ancient culture or adapt to geopolitical reality. Their home is now a strategic asset, but at what cost? Can honesty and cooperation survive militarization and money? The Ivatans have endured nature's fury for centuries, but this is a different storm. The world watches Batanes for its strategic value, but should also see its human story. The fate of these islands is a test. Can small communities survive in a world of great power rivalry? The Ivatans did not choose this role, but face it with quiet dignity. As the islands shrink below, their hopes and fears remain, rooted in the land, in each other. The soul of Batanes is at stake. Only time will tell if it can weather the coming storm.